Let's draw some gingerbread house gift tags just in time for Christmas. The materials that we need for this project is either just cardboard. This is just cut up from a piece of a box. You could use some chipboard. This is actual chipboard, so it has nothing behind it, but you could also use old cereal boxes, and you could either sandwich them so that the colored side or the printed side is glued together, and so it's double thick, or then you could take some gift wrapping paper and then glue that on the back side so that way you don't see the printed front of the cereal box. You'll also need a pair of scissors to cut your gingerbread houses out, and this is a hole punch. And then I have my acrylic markers. I have some white acrylic markers, and then also jelly pen will work just as well. And then I have a pencil because I like sketching with pencil before I actually draw. All right, so let's get started. And what I've done to make it easier for everyone is I've put some designs that you can copy or use for your gingerbread houses. So let me just show you really quick how I usually use these designs. And so if here is our gingerbread house, this is kind of general directions on how to draw gingerbread houses. So I have all these kind of border designs over here. So a lot of times those border designs are good to add, around over here. You can do a zigzag. If I want to go more fancy, I would add, you can see different ones. You could add those little triangles in between, or you can add dots to them, or whatever it might be. And then for the front of my gingerbread house, I have one door and then I have one window. Your window could be square, or it could be shaped with like a half a circle on the top. So let's say for this one, we'll do one like that. And then I usually add the little panes on there. And then for the door, I think it's cute when there's a little window on the door, and then you could draw little lines. I usually, if I have room, I will trace my window and my door up. And then from there, these designs I might sometimes use. I might make sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but you could do some sort of a thing going across over here. Usually if I'm doing scallops over here, then I'll do some sort of a wavy scallopy thing, or if I'm using triangles, then I'll use zigzags. So I try to stick with, zigzags, or triangles, or scallops and scallops. And then for the middle, you could either draw another window, or a lot of times it looks cute. It could either be a heart, some sort of a central thing. It could also be, we're over here, it could also be a snowflake, looks cute. So whichever one you want to do. And then for that, there's all these other little ideas for shapes. So you could pick something from here. And so you can do little scallops and lines, and then some smaller, maybe hearts over there, and add some dots. And then that would be kind of it. Sometimes I'll add some sort of dots or scallops. You could also, if you had more room, you could do little hearts on the side, or like I have this kind of like a barber pole or a candy cane looking thing. You could do that on the edge. And then these kinds of things, if you wanted to fill in something on the bottom, you could fill out a section in the bottom with that. Or if you had a window, instead of doing panes on the window, you could also do windows like this. So hopefully that gives you some ideas on how to put different looking gingerbread houses together. And we'll keep this over here so you can keep referencing it when you're drawing. So I prefer to sketch it out by hand first so that I guess you could say that you don't surprise yourself too badly. We can do a chimney in there. And so you start with an upside down V or a letter A. I usually like to have kind of a thick roof, thinking about gingerbread houses. And then just slightly inside over there, do 2 lines down and 1 across. All right. And then from there, let's start working on our designs. And like I said, you can draw them first, or you could you could just start decorating, but at least I like to have kind of my basics down so I know where my decorations are going to be. So here's my window. I'm going to draw a box, kind of a skinny box underneath over there. If you need to stop the video to draw, feel free to do that. All right, so now I'm going to put that down. We can start decorating. I'll do, since many people probably have jelly roll pens lying around your house, I'll do this jelly roll. And they don't have to be perfect. I think part of this, the charm of this is that it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think my jelly roll was having a hard time with my pencil lines, so I'm going to just slightly erase these so that it has somewhere to stick. And for the top of the house, we could add some, or for the top of the chimney, I'll add some snow. And then maybe there's going to be, well, it's not going to be true bricks because it's a grid, but I think that works. All right, so I'm going to do scallops over here. All right, and then the door. I like to trace my doors twice. If you have a really thick pen, then you might not have room for it. I'm going to do the same for the window. So draw my window. And I'm drawing this box and then another line around it. And then do my panes. You could do them a single line. Oh, I'm doing 2 lines. Let's see. I need to make my panes more square. I need to try to even these lines out maybe a little bit better, maybe like that. There we go. And then for the door design, let's see, you could either, let's do a little window. Little bitty panes of glass. And then let's decorate. We could decorate this with that. Let's do a snowflake for this one. And then for each of these, I'm just going to add 2 sticks at the end. There we go. And then adding some little dots. All right, and then it needs a little bit something more. So let's see. Doing a curly or wavy line over here. Oops. And then let's do little hearts. And we'll do little curly cues over here. Erase some of those pencil lines over there. And then I wanted to add a little bit of, I'm adding an extra layer or line over here and then kind of coloring that in for like a layer of snow on the roof. All right, and then once you get it done, you just cut it out, and you can cut it out a little bit around it. Doesn't have to be exact. If you wanted, you can either punch a hole here, or you could leave a, you could leave something like this and then punch a hole over there. It's up to you where you want your hole to be. And since this is pretty absorbent material, if you wanted to erase your lines afterwards, you could erase your lines afterwards if they bother you. And there's a gingerbread house, and then we just got to hole punch it. So there's my first one, and then we can make a couple more. All right, so we're going to start with the same way we started the first one. So you can draw one, draw your little A, 2 lines down, across. Okay, and then if you wanted to make your house look 3-dimensional, then there's a point right here, and a point right here. So we're gonna make it go this way. And from each one, I draw kind of the same length stick going this way. So all these are kind of the same, and then I'm going to connect them. So I'm going to do one over here, and then see how this goes a little bit from there. So I'm going to draw straight down. If it doesn't connect, I'll disconnect it. Now we have a 3-dimensional house that we can work on. If you wanted to make it easy for yourself, you could add your chimney over here, or you don't have to make one. But if you wanted to make one, here, I'll show you how to make one. And I'll have to erase a little bit. So from here and out. So I'm going at the same angle as this one, and then I'm going up and horizontal. And I'm going to go straight across and then straight down. And there's a chimney for us. All right, that works. And then we just got to do our other parts of the house. So this one, let's make a curly. I'm going to add a window over here. All right. And I'm just going to lightly erase. There we go. And for this one, I use the acrylic marker. So this one has 2 ends on it, a thick one and a thin one. So let's see. I think the thin one. Well, may or may not work. Come on. Might have to go with the thicker one if this thin one doesn't want to work. Here. All right, tracing my roof first. Just tracing all the lines that we did. That one wasn't very white, so let's see if this one's a little bit brighter. Yeah. All right, so for the roof, I like to do a scallop design. And so I'm just imagining it going behind over there. And you could use different colors too if you wanted to add jelly beans or whatnot, but I like the brown with the white. And then I'm going to trace the rest of my house. I think my jelly roll actually worked the best. Tracing my windows. All right, so now we can use some of the designs over there. So I think we can use this design for over there. And I'm going to just draw lines down. There we go. Make the doorknob bigger. You try to do the same thing over here. Connect those. Do some little lines over here. Maybe continue those little lines over there. So I'm just basically making it up as I go. All right, and then we did the snowflakes over here, so let's do a heart over here. Get some little hairs over there. I don't know if I'll be able to, I'm going to scooch it over here. All right, and then let's see what else we can do. Let's just do lines or dots down here. Dots going down here. Just adding some visual interest, I think. And there we go. And then we got our another second gingerbread house done. Oh, we forgot our, let's add, maybe we'll add some snow over here too. And if you wanted to, it might always look nice to have darker outlines for the actual house. So let me add a second layer over here. Kind of a thicker, more substantial line. There we go. Now it's easier to see. So maybe this one we'll cut right on the line. Now that our line is bigger, it's kind of easy to cut along it. All right. And then from there, just punch a hole. And then we're done. So there's 2 different gingerbread houses, and hopefully you'll have some courage to start working on your own little gingerbread houses next. Thanks for watching. Bye.